So the channel's called Random Adventures. Ready for something a little different today? Stay tuned. Could be kind of cool. All right, so what exactly do we have going on here now? Well, this would be my wife's 2019 Ford Ranger XLT FX4. So what we're planning to do with this is we want to dabble in the world of overlanding finally. Seems it's all the rage, everybody's doing it. So we're gonna start off with playing around with that in this truck. Seems like the perfect candidate for it. So I'm gonna I'm gonna look at everything through my rock crawling eyes and try to figure out this overlanding stuff the best I can. So I don't know if this is something that I don't know, sounds interesting to you and you would follow along. Just let me know in the comments below that you would find some interest in me covering this sort of stuff. So basically, what the plan is here. Right now, the truck is pretty much bone stock, just a couple little add-ons to it. And it needed tires anyway. It's got about 25,000 miles on it. So just like the other day, we went and we put a new set of BFG all-terrain KO2s on it, new generation. 265/70 17s. These are about 2 inches bigger than the original equipment hand cooks that came on it. Those were 265/65 17s. Nice all-around aggressive tire. Should work great on this truck. So today it's in here for, I'm going to start with the front, just doing a basic 2-inch level kit to get this thing sitting level. It does have quite a bit of rake, as you can see. So let's see what other things I have planned. So you can't have a proper overlanding build without a rooftop tent. At least that's what the internet tells me anyway. So the first thing we did actually, before actually buying the tires, was we found a nice used Simony built standard rooftop tent. This is the smallest one they make, pretty much the cheapest one on the market. We figured we're basically going to start at the bottom of the totem pole and work our way up just to see how everything works, see how we like it. I'm obviously not a small guy, so I don't know if this is going to be the thing for me or not, but this is what we're going to start with. Plus, this truck has a tiny bed. What I ended up doing is we are in Michigan, and I found a Michigan-based company called 589 Fab that sells a really cool bed rack that is similar to what I had in my mind that I was going to actually build from scratch. I haven't been able to find, up until I found 589 Fab, anyone that made a tonneau cover, or I'm sorry, anyone that made a bed rack that worked with a tonneau cover. Because as you can see, there's not a lot of space left between the tonneau cover and the bed cap. And most of the bed racks out there, you know, they either have a round post or a square tube that sits right where this tonneau cover is clamped down. 589 Fab went a different direction with it, which is basically exactly what I had envisioned in my head that I was going to do myself. But for what they charge for it, I just bought theirs, and it's going to save me a bunch of trouble. And the way it looks, it's going to be a flat plate with another plate that comes up right here on this outside edge, so it'll actually clear. So we'll be able to have our tonneau cover on there, protect all of our overlanding equipment in the back of the truck. And it's a mid-height one, so it's going to set up about that high off the bed rail. So hopefully the tent will not be any taller than the cab of the truck. So we won't have, you won't notice it too much going down the highway at speed. So today's project is going to consist of, I bought one of these Torch off-road 2-inch leveling kits. Going to throw that on the front to get the front up. The bigger tires on there, we had to remove the front mud flaps. They did rub, so hopefully I can get those back on. And just some of the random ideas I have in my head. I bought one of these adjustable bed rail kits, you know, with the right here, the hold downs. So I'll lay those in the bed and have something to at least hook onto for. We're probably going to get a, you know, one of them rechargeable power points, and then something like an ARB fridge to carry in the back there. And then things like fire extinguisher. We have a nice mount for that. Since we're going to be camping, basically, I want to make sure we have a fire extinguisher for that. And then once I get the bed rack, things I want to incorporate, like the fire extinguisher mount will get mounted to the bed rack. I have my Rotopack 3.5 gallon fuel cell that I use on my Bronco. I'm going to get another mount for that so we can carry that along with us, and another power tank mount so I can take the power tank out of my Bronco. We can carry that with us on this truck as well. So we'll have onboard air, we'll have a fire extinguisher, we'll have additional fuel if we need it. Because we do have something kind of cool planned coming up in the future that'll definitely end up on the channel too. But anyway, onto the truck. Gonna get this jacked up, get this front end tore apart. At least all the videos I watched on the YouTubes show it's pretty simple. So gonna see if I can knock this out real quick. Let's go. So step one, got the tire off here. Just doing a quick little once over. So it looks like I'm gonna have to just remove the caliper, hang it up out of the way. A couple little bolts here got to be taken out, move the ABS wire, brake line out of the way. Then it's just as simple as, I believe I got to remove the tie rod, get that off, and then remove nut for the ball joint, break that loose, and then it's basically just the 3 bolts on top of the strut and 2 on the bottom. Yank that thing out. So, sounds easy enough. Let's do it. All right, so I got the caliper off. Caliper is hanging by a bungee cord. Brake line brackets off. ABS wires off here. Pull a little Christmas tree out up here. That's out of the way. Tie rod is off. I just broke the nut loose for the ball joint. I'm gonna shock this right here. Get this to pop. Then I can move the whole spindle out of the way. Boom. There we go. So, once I pull this nut off, should free all this up. I can lean the knuckle out of the way, and then I can go ahead and get to all the bolts for the strut. So, I'll do that next. So we got the spacer. Spacer is just going to slide right over top of this. I'm going to put the original nuts back on. So there's going to be a little bit of a clearance issue possibly here, but I'm going to put everything together with some blue Loctite as well. So let me get this on here. I have a feeling, yeah, these nuts. To get the nuts started, get them past this little lip right here. They don't clear the shoulders. So anyway, get some Loctite on these and get it all buttoned up. All right, so to get everything installed. The strut, it's got to be turned 180 degrees for the bolts to line up top there. And then I found it easier. I just drove the studs out of the bottom mount, and I will, it'll just make me have to push down less on the control arm to get this seated in there. Then I'll go ahead and feed those back in, and when I draw them up tight, everything will reseat. One thing to be careful of, on this side, I forgot about unhooking the sway bar link like I did the other side, and just a little bit of pressure pushing down on it, and broke it. Popped it right out. So these, I've heard rumors about these cheap plastic sway bar links Ford use, so yeah, I see why people say they're garbage. So yeah, watch for that. All right, passenger sides all back together. Spacers in. I just drop those studs back through the lower strut mount and just tighten them up from the bottom side and then draw them right back in. We're all good there. I did end up pulling the CV shaft out a little too far, so I kind of fought with that a little bit to get all the balls and everything back in there, so be careful with that. But this is all back together. Just got to pull that broken sway bar link off. And voila, it's all done. Front end's probably bound up a little bit. I haven't rolled it back and forth yet. You can definitely tell she's boosted in the front. So that wasn't too bad, I guess. If I ever did it again, I definitely learned some things. So I guess that's good. But I like it. She looks good. We got lots of clearance now. Put the mud flaps back on. Yeah. We'll roll it outside, roll it back and forth a few times. Then we'll take her down to the tire store and get the alignment done, because I'm sure it's way out of whack now. So not too bad. So I guess that will probably conclude this little short video. Next one will probably involve the bed rack and the tent and everything I'm going to do in the bed of the truck. So stay tuned for that. If you like this, give it a like, and let me know if you want to see more of it. So there it is, the little hot pepper. Later.